Weir Group director Clare Chapman has told politicians executive pay has not been excessive in recent years in spite of public anger about the payouts going to some company chiefs. Insisting that pay excess is never right, Ms. Chapman told a committee of MPs, "There isn't the evidence that it's been excessive over the last 5 years." She added, "There has been pretty much stability in executive pay levels. It hasn't risen significantly and also has not outstripped employee pay." Ms. Chapman, who chairs Glasgow-based Weir's Remuneration Committee, was speaking at a hearing at Westminster where her equivalent at House Builder Persimmon also faced a grilling. Read more. Ian McConnell, why are unimaginative executives who can only cut jobs paid millions? Persimmon stoked outrage about executive pay in January when Chief Executive Jeff Fairburn collected £45 million under a long-term incentive plan dating from 2012. Isn't one of the reasons people are unhappy about £45 million going to Jeff Fairburn is that the success of a company reflects the work of everybody, and in the case of Persimmon the government's right to buy scheme? Asked MP Rachel Reeves. Marion Sears, chair of Persimmon's Remuneration Committee since December, told the committee, "The lessons that I think were learned from the whole pay debacle: there should be remuneration discretion for undesirable outcomes. I think we would have handled it better if we'd had earlier and more joined up communications with shareholders." Read more. Ian McConnell, amid awful Brexit xenophobia, facts on immigration may make no difference. She said the affair had also reaffirmed her belief in ensuring remuneration schemes get directors to hold as many shares as possible for as long as possible. Ewan Sterling, head of global stewardship at Standard Life Aberdeen's fund management arm, noted it had voted against Persimmon's remuneration report in April out of concern the LTIP could set a new high watermark for executive remuneration in the UK. Ms. Chapman said Weir had moved away from using LTIPs in the belief they could have unintended harmful consequences. Such awards often vest based on performance conditions over 3 years. When you give executives cliff-edge targets such as the traditional LTIPs, what tends to happen is that they drive to the target, which can lead to short-term behaviors, said Ms. Chapman. Read more. Ian McConnell, good to watch Royal Bank chief Ross McEwen held to account on branch closures. Amid Hill of Beans pledge, she added, "We've moved the long-term incentive program to be deferred shares which vest after 7 years, so it's very much a case of rewarding executives in the same way you would be rewarding investors. Awards made by Weir can be reduced according to performance." The new policy was finalized following some challenging conversations with shareholders. Weir won the support of 92% of votes cast at its annual meeting in April for the new pay policy. The company had concluded that the LTIP program was not appropriate for a firm which does much of its business in the cyclical oil and gas market. The LTIP had paid out either 100 or 0% of the maximum possible in 8 of the last 10 years. Chief Executive John Stanton earned £1.44 million last year when no LTIP awards vested. Ms. Chapman said Weir had also made significant changes to its annual bonus scheme, with 30% tied to improvement onto strategic measures such as people, customers, innovation and technology. She told the Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy Committee it was important to get pay right at all levels of firms, noting Weir has a proud heritage dating back 150 years and wants to be around another 150. Weir is putting a lot of focus on bringing more female engineers into the business. But MPs expressed concern about the gulf in pay between senior executives and many employees in the UK. Vernon Coker said the current system is bust, complaining people looked at it with astonishment. Ms. Chapman based her comments on wider executive levels on an analysis of FTSE 350 companies completed by accountancy giant PwC. She also chairs the Remuneration Committee of the Kingfisher Retail Group and sits on the Low Pay Commission.